So the day comes and he says he will pick me up in his car. I get gussied up, leave my dorm, and meet him at his car. I immediately notice two things. One, he is at least 10 to 15 years older than his profile says. Like, this guy could have been the father of the guy in the pics. When he opened his mouth, he had the most rancid, putrid breath I have ever smelled in my life. Every crack of his mouth sent a chill down my spine with how absolutely terrible his breath smelled. He obviously was an avid smoker and his teeth were very, very brown. Like somewhere between raw sienna and sepia on the Crayola crayon spectrum. Why are you still there? It's just way too many red flags. What's good, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. It's Tiara, and for those who are new, welcome. Today is Reddit Wednesday. For those who don't know, every Wednesday we deep dive into Reddit stories and we analyze them to see what we think about them. So far, we have been reading into Am I the A-hole stories, but for today, I just want to do some regular schmegular stories. As always, I like to have a different topic each week. So for today, the topic is going to be dating horror stories. Y'all know I don't like to keep my intros too long, so let's get straight into the video. This weekend, I went on a date with a single mother who said she was divorced. Going into it, I knew she had a young son and that she was divorced, which wasn't a deal breaker for me. She invites me over to her house to have a few drinks since she said her son was with her father. About an hour into the date, everything's going great until all of a sudden, the front doors open. It's her son and ex-husband. I really do my best not to jump to conclusions, but for some reason, once you said that she said she's divorced, I already knew something was up. Like, I could just feel it in my bones. But I was right. I just sat there trying to wrap my head around the situation. She forgot to mention that while she was divorced, she's still living with her ex and that she couldn't find anything wrong with that situation. If that's not a red flag, I don't even know what to say. Because what do you mean you forgot to mention it? That's not something that you just leave out. I'm not even judging her for thinking that there's nothing wrong with the situation. The problem is that you didn't say anything. If she had to hold that information from you, I guarantee she had no plans on telling you. I asked her why she wanted to meet me at her house if she knew her ex would be coming home, and she tried to play it off as just a normal occurrence. Needless to say, there won't be a second date. Good, because there shouldn't be. There's only a few reasons why I could understand people living with their exes. One, because they're in the middle of a lease and you can't break it. I get it. It's not hard to break a lease. But even if you are in that situation, I don't feel like it's the time to be exploring other relationships, especially if they're gonna come over to the house. And then the other reason is if kids are involved, which there are kids or a kid, but it just seems like she wasn't planning on telling you. So I already have so many questions and my trust would be out the door. This date happened when I came to Japan for the very first time in 2014 as a study abroad student. I met this guy on a dating app and we talked for about 3 weeks before meeting. His profile said he was about 24 or 25 and I was 23 at the time. At that point, I had only had about 3 years of undergrad Japanese study. So basically I sucked at it and could hardly speak anything. He also couldn't speak any English, so it's a real wonder why I even agreed to go on a date with him in the first place. But I digress. So the day comes and he says he will pick me up in his car. I get gussied up, leave my dorm, and meet him at his car. I know you said this is 2014, so the times are very different. But in today's day and age, just hopping in somebody's car, you just can't trust people. So that was my first thought when you said that. I was low-key nervous, but then I had to remember this was over a decade ago. I immediately noticed two things. One, he is at least 10 to 15 years older than his profile says. Like, this guy could have been the father of the guy in the pics. When he opened his mouth, he had the most rancid, putrid breath I have ever smelled in my life. Every crack of his mouth sent a chill down my spine with how absolutely terrible his breath smelled. I don't even know how you got to the bad breath, because the minute I see the dude and he is over 10 years and he said he was, I'm running. That's a dangerous situation, because why are you lying? Y'all already know my opinion on catfishing. It needs to be a crime. So you're very brave for even continuing with this. But again, this was over 10 years ago. The times were different, so maybe this was new for you. He obviously was an avid smoker and his teeth were very, very brown. Like somewhere between raw sienna and sepia on the Crayola crayon spectrum. That is oddly specific. The fact that you can even pinpoint the exact brown is wild. Brown was enough for me. At this point, I'm thankful that he can't speak English and almost insist that he use a translating app to speak for him, just so he would stop opening his mouth. Why are you still there? It's just way too many red flags. Through the app, he admits right away that he is embarrassed for lying about his age and how he looked. I, trying to be nice and realizing that I am now at his mercy in his car, assure him that everything is just fine. I wasn't. Okay, so I kind of forgot that you're in his car, so it does change the situation. But I'm still trying to wonder why you hopped in the car. Like, I get it now. You're in the car, you want to be safe, you don't want to make him mad. That's what anybody would do. So I'm not blaming you for that. But the minute you saw the dude and he wasn't who he was on the app? I'm just trying to understand why you got in there. He could have had anger issues. He could have hopped out the car. You just never know. But now I get you. The plan for the date was to go to this nearby mall and do a little shopping and have lunch. So we're heading over and I'm taking very measured breaths all the way there. It's just so funny to me because I have been in a situation where the Uber's car reeked. It's not the breath, but the smell was enough for me. It smelled like an open can of spoiled sardines. Along the way, he realized that he forgot his wallet at home, but says he's not far from his house. Absolutely not. I'll be dialing 911 or whatever the numbers are out there because it sounds like a trap. You are not about to take me to your house. You're not who you say you are. Your breath smells, and now you're trying to take me to your house? Alert the authorities. So he drops me off at this nearby sporting goods store to wait for him while he drives back to his house to get his wallet. Okay, I spoke too soon. I probably should have read more before I yapped because I truly thought he was going to take you to the house. Thankfully he didn't, and it was kind that he dropped you off somewhere else so that you could wait. But that's your time to run, so I hope that's what you're about to say. Around 10 minutes later, he texts me that he's outside and I come out. He has retrieved his wallet and along with it, his gigantic, half-drunken jug of fruit juice. He hops out the car with his big jug of juice and is just taking huge swigs of it like a swarmy pirate. Backwash and everything. I am just in awe of how obscenely large this jug is and also how he was able to single-handedly turn regular fruit juice into a brown, vicious liquid. I don't even know what to say because you waited. It's like some part of you really likes the dude because why did you stand there and wait? I would have bolted. Ever the gentleman, he gestures the jug towards me and offers me some. I politely decline. So now we're on our way to the mall, him gulping down his juice and me taking tiny gulps of air like a fish trying to hold it together. We get there and I've decided in my head to hurry up and eat lunch and make up some excuse to end this day as soon as possible. So we look around the mall for a bit and I'm making sure to keep a healthy distance from him because his breath has amazing reach. We quickly have lunch and I managed to get him to the end of the day and bring me back to my dorm. He must have sensed that I was not into him at all, and this date was not going too well because he starts rambling. Once we hop back into the car, he uses the only English he knows to try and salvage this date. His idea is to start listening to every single black celebrity that he can think of to compliment me. I'm a black female. The amount of times I have hopped into an Uber and when they ask me for music and I say yes, and the Uber turns on hip hop or rap is outstanding. Not to say I don't listen to that music, but it's like, you could tell when the Uber does not listen to that music. They just assume that's what I want to hear. It's just funny to hear that this is happening in Japan because it's truly universal. I'm awkwardly laughing him off and breathing through the tiny crack in my window, just praying for him to reach my dorm already. Finally, we get there and I get out and dash over to my dorm in a roundabout way. Didn't want him to know which one I stayed in. Smart. And breathe in deeply for the first time in 2 hours. He later sent me a barrage of messages. I didn't read them, just deleted and blocked him. Worst date ever. Talk about an adventure. I don't know how you did it. You are stronger than me and probably a lot of other women because I would have been gone the minute I saw he was a catfish. I'm sorry that your nose had to suffer that. I hope you got that checked out, but it seems like you're fine because you were able to write the story for us to read and enjoy. But hopefully you never had to go through anything like that again because I could see that was tragic. I met up with this guy at a restaurant. Conversation is going well up until we order. He then excuses himself and is gone for a seriously long time. I thought he just left and I was considering paying the bill and ditching out too. Maybe 10 minutes later, he walks back in with bloodshot eyes. I thought he went out and smoked, which is a deal breaker for me, so I knew the rest of the date was pointless. Then he apologizes for his absence and told me I ordered the same dish as his ex and he got him. This man does not need to be on a date. He apologizes for his absence and told me I ordered the same dish as his ex and he got emotional and went and cried in his car. Why is he going on a date? He's clearly not ready. Seriously. I ordered the chicken Alfredo. Pretty common meal. Needless to say, that was our first and last date. Chicken Alfredo? Bruh. I thought this was some kind of unique meal, something that's uncommon. Somebody didn't heal. After the date, he was driving me home, did a stupid, illegal move, and got pulled over. He decided to run from the police. He tried to pull into a driveway and hide, but they found us. Anyway, they put us both in handcuffs while they searched the car. They ended up giving me a ride home and took him to jail. Apparently it was a stolen car. I never saw him again and he was extradited to another state for outstanding warrants. So that was exciting. I think I would forever be scarred on going out on a date. Cause what do you mean you took me out in a stolen car? You're a felon. It's almost necessary to do background checks. The fact that he's not scared taking you out on a date, knowing the police are out looking for him, is outrageous. I really don't even want to know, but it makes me wonder what else is he not afraid of? But you definitely dodged a bullet. Well, that's gonna be the end of today's video. I want to thank each and every one of you guys for joining, for tuning in. I'm not sure how long this video is gonna be, but I am assuming it's going to be on the shorter side, only because I made a very impulsive decision today. I'm going to a concert in a few hours for Beyonce, but I wanted to make sure I still did my part and got a video filmed for you guys because I really do cherish the YouTube crew. Now, if you liked what you watched, this is a great time to be a part of the YouTube crew. All you gotta do is hit the subscribe button, one click. We got some exciting things coming to this channel. I don't know if you saw, but I said I wanted to tap into my hosting era and I was not playing any games. So stay tuned this summer. Again, for anyone who is new to the YouTube crew, welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope you guys had a great time here. But aside from that, I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. I'll see you on the flip side. T is out.